black dragon screams from the sky, spitting blue fire and wrecking the city of Moise. People scream in terror and beg everyone to run while a soldier turns to ice. Suddenly, the players are baffled by the sudden swarm of enemies until one spots the lone guy who crossed the border all by himself. Watching from a distance, Guildmaster Ziquin gets jumpy seeing how powerful the opponent is and wonders if this really is the strength of the game's strongest player. An army of summoned monsters crashes through the gate with a terrifying explosion, leaving Zituan speechless as he watches the city crumble, realizing the Necromancer Bay is behind it all. Our MC locked eyes with Zituan, who stared right back, making him think the guy was a total monster. Perched atop a dragon on his throne, our hero just gives the order for his army to move forward. He pulls out his staff and demands they give him even more power. He says the game hasn't given him a new life yet, not even close. Thinking about his past, our hero admits he used to have only a year left to live, but since he made it this far, he knows he must get even stronger. A few months ago, we were right back there on the Blue Star. Our boy feels weak as hell, and a voice tells him not to look for her if he dies. Our MC realizes the voice belongs to Luan's, just as she pulls the plug on his life support. He's confused and trying to figure out why she turns everything off when he's still alive and well. In the end, our hero screams that he's her fiancé, but his body won't move. Ruan speaks with a chill, telling her that since he's already as good as dead, she's just doing what's best for him to remember the glory days when he was the richest player in the world, and he can't help but regret turning into that broken vegetable after the accident. Suddenly, a man bursts through the door and demands to know why Ruan hasn't finished him off yet. Known as Xiao Shu, the man asks Rian's classmate if she truly fell for that guy, which is why she can't finish her task. But Xiao reveals that our MC's parents are already gone, so the moment Rian walks away, he inherits their fortune and swears to himself that he let her sleep in our MC's bed just to make this happen. He leaned in and ripped the oxygen mask off the MC's face, doing it with such force that he was trying to kill our boy as fast as possible. She asks him to slow down and move to another room because getting intimate with a dead body watching would be too weird. As he lifts the woman, he vows to show her exactly how he plans to handle her. Our MC finally saw that the couple had been plotting against him all along. His screen turns still, but he won't believe his life is ending that way. And our boy starts to wonder if he's actually going to die. A purple glow suddenly lit up the sky, sending people on the street looking up in wonder, as they wondered if it was a portal or an alien invasion. Suddenly, a massive door appears to announce that the Blue Star has been chosen for the game of 10,000 worlds, promising everyone a fresh start from nothing. And the system warns that the migration to these new lives will begin in just 30 seconds. Surprised citizens whispered about the game info popping into their minds, and one exclaimed that the wealthy must be panicking since the pay-to-win system has vanished. Xiao Shu Yuyu is furious in the room because he's about to become a billionaire, but then he learns that nothing from the real world can be brought into the game. Ruan wonders if Subai is heading to the other world, but Xiao doubts he'd even last 30 seconds, saying that even if he got in, he'd be nothing but useless trash. Then the timer on the screen hits 0, the couple begins to vanish, and our boy looks completely defeated. Suddenly, a flash of light engulfs him and transports him to a new world, where he discovers the gods have granted him another chance at life. A purple light starts spreading through the whole city, dragging everyone right along with it. People are scared of what might happen to them after they die. As some scream in panic begging to go home, others cheer wildly, ready to embrace their new life. But our MC finds himself inside a temple of Advent that hangs in empty space. He finally realizes it isn't a dream and he can actually stand up. The system greets him, scans his data, and asks him to confirm his adventurer name. He chose the name Bei, received the system's approval, watched his talent awaken, and learned that all players start with 1, along with the 9 ranks ranging from F to SSS. Knowing he needs real skill to win, our hero only hopes his luck doesn't let him down. As our boy's notification blares, he leaps for joy at the discovery that he has awakened a legendary rank S talent. The system tells a story where you can boost an item for free, pay with resources to add 2 levels, or sacrifice your life force to give it 3 levels and a wild new power. Suddenly, a new message asks him to pick a class from 4 choices, but as he worries about being too weak for a warrior or mage, the system starts crossing them off until it leaves him shocked with only one option, Necromancer. Our main character gets really grumpy because he doesn't get to pick anything. In the blink of an eye, the change is done. Even though he's mad, he grips his big staff and admits that being a necromancer isn't so bad after all. But then he spots something strange when he checks his status. Why does he somehow only have 1 hit point left forever? Outraged, our MC screams that with only a single drop of health left, having an S-rank talent doesn't matter if anyone can touch and kill him instantly. He refuses to back down, staring at the status screen until he realizes there's no turning back. so he throws everything he has into the game. But our boy remembers the hidden talent he just unlocked. He chooses to use the Cataclysm promotion on his own profession, even though the system warns it will cost 100,000 years of his life, since he gets only one free try. Without a second thought, our boy taps the screen to make it happen. The system cheers for him as he steps into the Hidden Lord of Death class, handing out extra stat points, fresh skills, and a one-of-a-kind reward. Suddenly, a 10-second timer flashes on the screen warning that the game is starting, and he realizes he spent too long polishing his talent and needs to log in fast. Fuming with rage, our MC thinks of Lu Ruan and Xiao Su and swears he'll hunt them down to make them regret ever meeting him. Just before you step into the other world, the system warns that if you die outside the rookie village, you'll lose your levels and 10% of your life, but if you die inside the safe zone, you only lose levels. As they reach the village, a welcoming message appears while a group spawns in, grumbling about being dragged there. As our boy looks around the village, he feels his childhood dream has finally come true, and he knows this time he will reach the top. While other players gather in groups, our hero turns down their invitations and sets off on his own to test out his special powers. He checks out his first move, Summon Skeleton, a rank F skill that calls forth a weak skeleton to fight alongside him. Right after he checks the skill Corpse Burn, an F-rank move that blasts 150% magic damage for 5 seconds. Our MC realizes he was given 2 rare F-rank skills, one for summoning and one for attacking. But there's a little surprise in the mix, because he has the lifelink skill at rank A, which lets him share his health with one of his summon creatures. He also has a secret superpower called Summon Amplification at rank S, which halves the wait time for his spells and makes his minions way stronger. He realizes that with his lifelink skill, he no longer fears his low HP because he can now share it with his summons. Suddenly, a book zooms in like a rocket, and the boy's eyes widen in surprise. He realizes he has found the Book of the Lord of Death, a special item he can't sell or break that lets him learn skills only his class can master. Holding the book, our MC sees that it has no stats yet and guesses they might unlock at level 10, so he decides to think about that later. As he casts the spell, 2 skeletons crawl out of the ground right in front of him. Our boy, confused by seeing 2 of them at once, gets a notification that the Cataclysm trait has finally activated. As he reads, he discovers that a special talent for his class doubles the power of every skill he learns, with even more amazing bonuses waiting to be unlocked as he grows stronger. Even though we found 2 skeletons, our hero says they don't look very strong. Suddenly, a bald player walks up, thinking our hero has a top-tier talent, and offers to team up so they can both level up super fast. He politely declines the offer, telling us he'd rather face the challenges all by himself. The player snaps at our boy, calling him a jerk and mocking him by saying his skeletons couldn't even kill a chicken. As we step into the forest, our hero watches others getting kicked around by chickens and realizing that even at level 0, they are still too weak to handle level 1 monsters. Noticing the player quit, he looks closely at the chicken, a level 1 enemy with 100 health and just 10 attack. He steps closer as other players chat about Bai, guessing his double skeletons must come from hidden talent, while a woman grumbles that he's just too lucky. Our boy snaps at them to stop shooting his back and just start killing chickens, insisting he won't waste his time on weak mobs because his powerful skills are too good to be thrown away on such easy targets. Our boy hears something weird coming from the bushes. Suddenly, 2 black rabbits burst out, and he quickly checks them to find they are level 2 with 150 health and 15 attack. Suddenly, his skeletons rush in to fight the rabbits, swinging their bones at each other. The MC sees no one around, so he summons extra minions to test how much power he really has. With a sharp command, he calls forth more skeletons to do his bidding. The fresh summon steps forward and knocks one of the rabbits down. As the kill notification flashed, our MC instantly gained a massive 50% XP bonus for taking down a monster way above his level. Our boy checks his status and discovers that the lifelink effect has doubled, letting him link up with 2 skeletons and split the damage between them. Thinking it best not to draw too much attention, he decides 4 skeletons are enough for now and keeps moving through the forest. From far away, our boy calmly watches his skeletons tear apart a group of rabbits without even getting out of breath. The same players from before spot him and wonder how he levels up just by walking, while one of them complains his own skeleton is way weaker, concluding that Bai must have a rank S talent. And as our boy gains XP like crazy and finally levels up to get 1 point in all attributes, 1 skill point and 15 free points to distribute. With his stats in hand, our MC decides to spread out his points, choosing Spirit to bolster his minions and Agility to help him dodge, since his health is low, and then he gets a clever idea. If he can upgrade his job title, maybe he can do the same for just one of his skills. Our boy grins, decides not to overthink it, and simply uses the promotion on one of his skills. As soon as the notification arrived, the system flashed green to confirm that his summon, burn, lifelink, and amplification skills had all leveled up, jumping from F to E, then A to S, and finally soaring from S to S. Our boy is overjoyed to discover that his burn skill now deals a massive 200% magic damage. By studying the passives, he realizes he can share his health with every creature, while his new SS skill slashes cooldown times and makes his minions stronger. Our boy sees that his health sharing trick is busted, so his reserve health swells to nearly 9,000, and with his other passive ability, he can now call forth up to 20 skeletons. With no hesitation left, the MC lifts his staff and goes all out to summon a huge swarm of minions, pushing his power through the roof like a madman. Suddenly, he remembers his book and wonders why he can't use it to upgrade his special gear. The system declares victory, turning the Book of Death into the Kadan of Death and instantly adding 15 points of magic power. He feels a little disappointed about only getting 15 magic points, but the MC shrugs it off to see what happens when he hits level 10. Our boy shouts for his legion to charge in and tear into the monsters, yelling that the more chaos, the better, just as a giant fox leaps out of the bushes straight at him. Without wasting a moment, our MC grabs his big staff and shouts that he's about to bring 20 minions to life all at once. He realizes that cutting costs by 3/4 means he can now summon in just 2 seconds. Without even a second to think, his skeletons tear the monster apart and grant him 5 experience points. Then another minion strikes with a bone spear, finishing off the enemy and earning more experience. Excited by the speed, our boy jumps to level 2, earning bigger stats and extra skill points. He commands his skeleton army to keep marching up the slope and grow even stronger. Half an hour later, our boy and his army march up to the first dungeon, the Misty Forest, where a dark portal waits before them. A warning told him the forest held both hidden treasures and deadly traps, so he stepped forward alone to face it. Then the system asks him to pick how tough the dungeon will be, from a walk in the park to a true nightmare. Without a second thought, he dives straight into the hardest level. The portal flares red and warns him that he has chosen the hell-level Misty Forest. As we step into the dungeon, our MC is suddenly swallowed by a thick, swirling fog. Without hesitation, he commands his followers to scatter, hunt for a way through, and slaughter anyone who stands in their path. Our boy smiles with relief, figuring that being able to call on his summons within just 100 meters means he won't panic if he loses them. Something stirs in the thick fog and one of his skeletons notices it moving. Emerging is an elite Trent, a level 8 monster with 3,600 health. Our boy realizes his little helpers have stumbled onto a monster. The Trent uses his skills to shoot vines that catch a skeleton, and our boy shouts for everyone to join the fight. Soon, a skeleton gets completely stuck in the monster's vines, and it admits the elite monsters are really strong. He shouts out an attack plan and orders his little helpers to pounce on the Trent all at once. Once the monster was destroyed, it gave us 60 experience points, and our hero realized that hell makes monsters stronger by turning them into lights that always drop a huge amount of XP. Then, just out of nowhere, a massive bow materialized right behind him. As the Mistbow lunges to grab him, a shimmering magic shield instantly blocks the attack. Mad at the surprise attack, our boy brings out his bone scythe to fight back. The snake is hit so hard by the blow that it instantly takes absurd damage. Right after, his army of skeletons rushes straight at the bow. Before the snake could do anything, it was crushed by the attacks and dropped 60 experience points. Watching the results, our boy realizes that even though his spirit is 3 times stronger than a common necromancer's, his spells still aren't as powerful as the minions he commands. To his surprise, the monster drops a leather belt that gives him 9 more armor and 2 vigor. Though our hero sighs over the fact that it's made of leather, he decides to keep it anyway, figuring he can't wear it but he might still be able to sell it. He called his minions and ordered them to keep pushing deeper into the dungeon. Soon, he finds himself trapped in a swirling crowd of trance dancers and missing bows. Our boy throws his arms up and lets out a loud scream to begin the harvest. Without delay, the summons rush in and begin chopping up the monsters. More skeletons come charging at the snake with everything they have. The story opens right in the middle of the fighting. In the end, our boy gets an unbelievable flood of experience points. He throws a party for his huge success and can't stop smiling as he grows stronger every day. Once the fighting stopped, our boy picked up the drops, finding a wooden staff, a dagger with a snake tooth, leather armor, and 2 skill books. Looking at his level 5 status, he grips his new staff but grumbles that it's still too weak and he'll need a better weapon soon. Suddenly, his book begins to glow, and he wonders if the item leveled up with him. He confirmed his dark suspicion. The Cannon of Death now boasts 75 extra magic power, boosts every skill by 25, and wipes out undead enemies with a massive 100% damage increase. Pleased with the stat boost, our MC gives a nod of approval. He called his army back together and declared that everyone was ready to work. Our boy steps forward, shouting that it's time to face the dungeon boss's real power. As he steps into the arena, he spots the silver boss and two tough elites waiting for him. He studies his foes and spots the Mistbow King, a level 8 boss with 80,000 health, standing alongside two elite guards who each have more than 8,000 health. Our thoughtful boy figures the boss has more than 80,000 health, plus the guards, and though he worries his minions might not survive, he decides to throw everything he has at the fight. Without a second's thought, he orders his skeletons to rush forward. The skeleton army marches forward in perfect order, heading straight for the boss's guards. With just one bite, the boss tears a skeleton apart. But our boy looks straight at the boss, ready to end its life. With a sharp point of his staff, our hero shouts that no matter how powerful the boss is, he cannot stop the skeleton C-trick. He shouts at his helpers to chop down the bad guys without any mercy. The guards are quickly swarmed and cut down in a bloody victory, dealing over 1,000 damage and giving everyone 180 experience points. Now that the guards are gone, our hero gets ready to take on the boss. The boss gets a tiny fire blast right in his face, yet he barely flinches. But the boss gets so mad he starts screaming at the MC. Terrified, our boy realized his embarrassing mistake barely scratched the creature. Suddenly, a whole army of skeletons swarms around the boss, waiting to strike. Without hesitation, the giant snake twists its body to crush a bunch of skeletons, which makes our hero so angry that he immediately calls for more of them. But the boss keeps on slaughtering, smashing the fresh skeletons without even trying. Our boy watches the creature, wondering if it's about to use a special trick. Just then, the snake shoots a stream of acid straight at the MC. The boss catches him off guard with a sudden attack. Before he could even blink, he gets slammed right in the face. Wrapped in green smoke, our hero shows off his massive health pool and shares it with his tiny minions, boasting over 100,000 hit points. With a wicked laugh, he charges a glowing ball of power and lets out a final roar, demanding the boss's life end right now. He fires off a spell that streaks toward the boss just as his little helpers rush in to help. The skeletons showed the boss no mercy, finally slaying the great red snake. Cheering for our boy's win, two alerts pop up. He's the first to solo a boss and the first to take down a silver-ranked one, landing soul stones and gold coins in the process. Suddenly, a worldwide message pops up cheering player Baya for being the very first person to take down a silver boss all by themselves. Stunned, the other players whisper about this mysterious Bay guy, guessing his talent must be at least S-rank, maybe even SS. In another corner of the world, a group of players are grumbling about how unfair the game is, sighing that they can't even slay a tiny beast, while our hero takes on a massive boss all by himself. A woman feels bad for not letting her partner Fang Yi handle the boss alone, so he could announce the news, but he comforts her by saying there will be other chances. Fang Yi proudly shows off his power by striking a boar with his lance and dealing over 400 damage. Soon after, Fang Yi tells his partner that Bai is stronger than him and can't fight a silver boss right now. Fuji and Xia remember that Fang Yi has a rank S talent and wonder if Bai might be a rank SS, to which he agrees it is very likely. Listening in, the other two team members thought about what Tang said and wondered if Fujia should invite Bai to join their group. Fujia nods and steps up with a smile, boldly claiming that no man has ever been able to say no to her invitation. Right then, our MC gets swamped with dozens of friend requests. Confused, our boy wonders why there are suddenly so many friend requests. They made a choice to stop wasting time on that. As our hero looks at his main prize, a glowing soul stone, he discovers that eating it will add 30 days to his life, but if he dies soon after, he'll lose half of that time. Smiling, our MC sees that each stone adds 30 days to his life, so he quickly upgrades them before putting them to use. At once, the stone turns into a mid-tier version that grants 120 days of life, and our boy cheers with glee as he realizes that 6 stones will keep him going for nearly 2 years, hooking him instantly on the thrill of getting something for nothing. Looking at the other items from the dungeon, he spots 2 skill books that won't help him at all. Our boy grabs the poison ring, calls it useful, and then uses his special upgrade power on it. Once the upgrade was done, the ring turned golden and boosted his magic, speed, and spirit while adding deadly poison to his spells, making our MC very happy. Watching his weaklings fall to even a small boss, he realizes they aren't strong enough, so with his coins he decides to try upgrading his summoning power instead. Soon the system offers him 3 ways to make the skill stronger, and he picks the second one, called Ascension. The boy stares in shock at the 5 gold coins required, but after thinking that he can earn the money back, he nods and agrees to the upgrade. Suddenly, a message pops up telling him his rank F skill has leveled up to rank D, Summon Skeleton Soldier, which now lets him call forth skeleton warriors or skeleton archers. Our boy is thrilled about his new archer, decides the 5 coins were a great deal, and calls forth his tiny new friends. He studies the new minions, noticing the skeleton archer's endless arrows and the skeleton warrior's powerful blows. Pleased with the numbers, our MC remarks that his Scourge army finally looks decent. The new army keeps moving deeper into the gloomy forest as they walk through the dungeon. As our boy ran into a bunch of powerful level 8 goblins, he quickly told the long-range fighters to blast one of them. The archer shoots 2 perfect arrows, and one strikes a monster right between its eyes. As the warriors rush forward to fight, the archer stays back to cover them from afar. After wiping out the goblins and earning 60 experience points, our hero notices his hunting speed has skyrocketed and decides it's time to head to a tougher, higher-level area. Back in the starter city, players are shouting to recruit members and demanding rank at talents to explore the misty forest. One player shouts that he's starting a new guild called Tanny, but the others just laugh at him and ask why anyone would ever do his bidding inside the game. But the guy drops a shocking truth. He's got an S-rank talent called Born Leader that floods the guild with insane XP and attack power, instantly sparking a player's desperate plea to join. Laughing, the guild leader Hongchu Bai asks everyone to calm down and get in line to join. Suddenly, everyone got a message pinned to their server and looked up at the sky, shocked and confused. Then a message appears. A friend request from Fuja Tianxia to Bei Yi, asking him to accept so they can talk about something very important. While the crowd stares in shock, complaining that they barely earned 100 copper coins while someone threw 10 gold on a single message, one brave soul vows to find out just how powerful Bei really is. Upon hearing the message, our MC is amazed by the sender's riches and, out of curiosity, decides to take the invite to see what they have planned. Seeing that he's open to it, Fuja Tianxia offers him a spot on her team, promising to pay for everything and throw in 100 gold coins. But our hero is too wise to trust such an easy deal so quickly. The MC asks how she got so much money and why he should trust her. She asks if he knows about the God of Wealth or an SSS talent, telling him money means nothing to her and offering him a look at her exclusive ability if he doesn't believe her. Suddenly, a window pops up showing the God of Wealth, a special talent that lets you earn up to 999 gold coins every day along with extra bonuses. Thinking about his God of Wealth talent, our MC realizes he could get rich without working hard, but forming a team would be risky since it might leak his big secret. Our boy turns down Fuja's offer, choosing to grow stronger on his own and telling her he's better off acting alone for now. Furious, Fuja smashes the screen and screams she can't believe he turned her down while her teammates battle nearby, with one member asking about the refused invite and Fuja confirming it, only for another to dismiss it as no big deal until the blonde player snaps that without proper gear, their hunting will just get slower and slower. Just as Fuja yells for everyone to hold their breath, Bai speaks up again. When she reads the boy's message about selling his unused gear and skill books, Fuja tells the group he has items to trade. Fuja instantly asks for everything, but our hero warns her he holds far more than she can imagine and will reach out once his farming is done, leaving her anxious yet agreeing to wait. Cheering with excitement, she tells Fangi that he's getting top-tier gear soon, promising that with such strong items, they'll hunt much faster. As the sound of trimmers echoed through the trees, a giant pig stepped out wearing a bronze ring. Fuja stares at the boss and asks Fangi if he can take the creature on alone, and the warrior nods, saying it won't be a problem. As they plan the fight, the group gives all their health potions to Fangi and tells him to go alone so he can claim the win, while Away stays behind to watch for anyone interfering. With everything in place, Fuja shouts for Fangi to strike while the tiny mage watches the fight unfold. Agreeing with the plan, Fangi charges forward with his lance. Soon he lands a hard hit on the boss, dealing 986 damage. Fangi never quits, throwing everything she has at the giant boar. The warrior twists with lightning speed to slip past the blow. Fangi notes that the boss packs a lot of punch but moves too slow to catch it. From a distance, Fuja chuckles and tells everyone that Fang Yi is a seasoned pro who will handle the boss all by himself, while over there, our hero strolls alongside his skeleton army after crushing a goblin boss, racking up more than 14,000 experience points and leveling up to 6. Surrounded by a pile of stuff, our boy sighs that it's getting tiring. So our main character tosses away a useless skill book and grabs a cloak that helps him avoid unwanted attention. As our hero grabs the boss emblem, he's thrilled to see the stats it gives. More health, mana, critical hits, and a spirit boost. He chose to take the item and left the weak skeletons behind. As his health bar crashes down, our hero is left wondering what just went wrong. Suddenly, a loud voice booms through the woods, asking the skeletons why they are in his land. Suddenly, 2 system messages pop up, revealing that the minion's arrival has triggered a secret plan that has the Goblin King furious. Our boy is puzzled by what just happened, because suddenly a new message pops up telling him he has only 2 minutes to kill the Goblin King. He takes on the challenge, eager to see just how powerful this boss really is. Suddenly, a huge Goblin King steps forward and smashes the ground with his club, screaming that they have invaded his home. King Ray promised to smash the Grow 10 bones, proudly flexing his gold level 8 power with a health bar bursting past 300,000. Our boy is shocked to see the gold boss in a furious, nearly invincible state, knowing he only has 2 minutes to survive its massive health bar. Regaining his confidence, he taunts the boss by shouting that tons of health means nothing against his skeletons, and commands everyone to charge. Suddenly, the skeleton army surges forward, encircling the Goblin King and raining down blows from every direction. The boss goes berserk and blasts them into nothingness, so much power that our hero remarks even a normal level 5 would be dead in an instant. He tells the boss he's gotten lucky to cross his path and begins to draw a fiery spell with his hands. The blue flames singe the Goblin King, making him roar out in pain and rage. Seeing the opening, one of the archers unleashes a special double-shot trick, sending a shower of arrows deep into the boss's body. Feeling sure they had him, RMC ordered everyone to pour their fire into him, convinced the monster would fall. With a scream, the Goblin King shouts at his warriors to smash them all. Suddenly, a red portal bursts open and a horde of furious, elite goblin warriors rushes out. Suddenly, a swarm of goblins springs up behind their king, who shouts the final command to kill. Our MC grumbles that the boss can summon his own friends, who are all in a furious rage and making the fight much tougher. As the goblins rush forward, their king shouts a curse at the necromancer, yelling that he's already hiding away with his people in the misty forest. The Goblin King fights with hatred when someone asks why they can't leave him alone. As the Goblin King leaps into the air, he bellows like a hero and commands his warriors to smash the enemies. Right after, a burst of red energy smashes into the ground, sending a thick cloud of dust flying everywhere. Dodging the attack, our hero winces in pain but feels a wave of relief knowing he can now share his life force. With a fierce look in his eyes, our hero calls up a fresh army of helpers to flip the game around. In a flash, he shouts to end the fight quickly, turning his attention first to the small minions. Then, his skeleton warriors charge forward with all their might, slashing and cutting through the goblins in a wild, chaotic fight. With the front line blocked, our boy shouts to keep the archers firing without stopping. Just then, a storm of arrows rains down on the goblins, knocking several to the ground as they scream in agony. The Goblin King screams that he won't lose and refuses to accept the death of his warriors. With a fierce oath that he'd never be a slave again, the boss bursts into a new rage state, and a warning flashes that while his attacks and speed have shot up, his defense has crashed. Laughing at his words, our boy mocks him as a wimp and readies a blue energy ball to end the fight. Suddenly, a server announcement congratulates another player for soloing a bronze boss, and our boy realizes he just lost the first kill. He chose not to let himself get rattled, saying that a small stumble won't make him lose his cool. With a roar, he orders his team to charge forward and smash into the foes, dealing heavy blows that tear through the last few enemies. Suddenly, a warrior's sword slices through the air and strikes the Goblin King right on the head. As the final blow lands, the boss's crown shoots up into the air while he stares up at it, unable to believe what just happened. Our MC stares in shock as notifications flood in. He just killed the boss, leveled up to 7, and became the first to solo a gold boss, earning him 12 soul stones, 12 gold coins, and a massive 4,000 experience points. Our boy looks around, puzzled that the floor is empty, and wonders if the boss forgot to drop anything. As we get closer to the boss's body, our hero wonders if the missing treasure is part of a hidden plan. While the village's dark ruler Hongu Bai cheers over a health-boosting item, his followers mock him as merely lucky despite calling him the village's strongest. Frustrated by the other players' news, a tyrant shouts that Fang Yi only got lucky and they should hunt a gold boss, leaving his leader with a sour face. Just then, a big announcement popped up saying Bai was the first to solo a gold boss, leaving the tyranny group completely stunned. As Canneling slides down, Hongchue yells out Bagu's name, curious about what power he just unlocked and wondering if it might be an amazing SSS rank. Meanwhile, Fang Yu's team sees the announcement and is shocked, with him remarking that Bai's power is truly terrifying. Fujia tries to lift his spirits by reminding him the game is just beginning and she's there to help, so he steadies himself and agrees it's time to head to the first dungeon. Back in the forest, our hero gets a notification that he just unlocked a hidden story by taking down the boss in 2 minutes, and now the dungeon has jumped to disaster difficulty. Immediately after, a bolt of blue energy blasts out of the Goblin King and zooms right at our boy. Confused, our hero doesn't know what's happening as energy winds around him. In that very moment, he flashes back to a grim prison where a dark mage watches over a group of abused goblins. As our hero watches, a goblin soul turns into a skeleton, revealing his minions were goblins who died without a clue, while the Goblin King's soul floats up and begins to glow brightly. Surprised, our boy asks what's going on. As you finish the transformation, the soul turns into Skeleton King Roz, a level 10 dark gold boss with 1.8 million health, and the game warns you that he's one of the ancient necromancer's masterpieces that just shouldn't be there. Then the new boss gave up his fate, screaming that in the end, he couldn't escape becoming undead. The Skeleton King lifts his hand to call his army, telling his warriors to fight for him. In an instant, a group of zombie goblins springs up from the dirt and gets ready to fight. Wrapped in a shadowy glow, the Skeleton King holds his huge sword high, waiting to strike. Scared, our MC grumbles, wondering how such a huge monster could show up in our little starter village. He raises his sword, crackling with blue lightning, ready to smash down. Along with him, 3 elite minions show up. A warrior, a mage, and an archer, each packing massive power and deadly skills. As the situation unfolds, our boy crunches the numbers and realizes the 6 fresh enemies are as strong as 20 of his little helpers. Right while the boss goes wild, screaming that he's about to turn everyone into undead minions. Not sure what to do, our MC worries the boss will keep calling for reinforcements even though the enemy hit is too strong to fight alone. Suddenly, a warning flashes that the deadly game has started, stripping away his rookie safety and revealing that if he dies, he'll lose a decade of his life, sending him into a panic as he realizes his journey could end right now. Before we could even blink, a skeleton warrior from the enemy side lunged forward and slammed us, tearing away over 10,000 health points from our little minions. The shock from the attack knocked our boy back and made him scream, "Damn it!" But he quickly recovered and ordered his minions to focus their fire on the weaker enemies. Our MC quickly realizes that his current mana can only summon 20 skeleton warriors, a number that simply isn't enough to break through the enemy's tough defenses. With nothing left to lose, he decides to gamble his soul stones to upgrade his skills one more time, hoping it's the only way out. The moment he smashes his 15 medium stones, the system alerts him that he has fewer than 6 years left and offers 3 paths to evolve his skill. So he picks the warrior option because it feels the safest. Then the system tells him he lost 5 years of life, but his new C-rank skill to summon skeleton warriors has crazy bonuses from the disaster trait, leaving him stunned. With a wild, crazy grin, our boy boasts that he can now bring out skeleton warriors to challenge the boss, screaming at his army to charge and overwhelm him. Out of nowhere, a massive skeleton warrior bursts onto the scene, boasting nearly 70,000 health, over 3,000 attack power, and ridiculous stat bonuses that seem almost too good to be true. With a fresh minion charging in to hammer the Skeleton King for over 20,000 damage, our hero shouts for his younger brothers to hold their ground. Soon the fight turns wild as soldiers from both sides smash into each other, sending a frenzy of hits and flashing damage scores everywhere. With wild laughter, our MC keeps calling in more warriors, insisting that the bigger the crowd, the better, while the furious Skeleton King pulses with purple energy, screaming that he is the only true king as he ramps up his attack and speed but loses his armor. Seeing our boy's defense crumble, he laughs at his rival and declares, "This will only hasten your end," before ordering a final, focused strike. Then, the Skeleton King gets hammered by a huge wave of strikes and arrows that deal terrible damage. The boss, defeated, whispers that he won't accept it as his body falls apart. With the victory, our MC gains over 270,000 experience, levels up to 8, and watches the boss's body crumble into dust. As a towering golden skeleton rises before him, he grins with excitement upon seeing the notification that he was the first to defeat this dark gold boss, earning a reward of 40 stones and 60 gold coins. Immediately after, he's praised for being the first to clear the Misty Forest dungeon and gets even more rewards. With a big laugh, our boy jumps for joy as the free upgrade gives him more than 13 extra years to live. Suddenly, another pop-up congratulates him on conquering the hellish dungeon, dropping 20 more stones and 20 gold coins into his pockets. Our MC puzzled over why the logs called the disaster hell, when he knew it was just a total mess. At the dungeon's dark entrance, a player in heavy armor stands waiting to gather new members for his guild. Spotting an opening, a rookie steps forward to join the guild, and the leader laughs as he takes him in. Suddenly, the player is stunned to spot a fully equipped group arriving, with one member instantly recognizing Fujiagari and Shia's party. When he heard the name, guild leader Hongu felt a spark of curiosity. As the players watched the well-equipped group, they chatted about the expensive items and couldn't stop wondering just how rich Fujia's team must be. As the group nears Hongu, he welcomes them with praise for their reputation and promises that his own guild, Tyranny, will soon make a name for itself too. Hongu, feeling too good about himself, suggests a wager now that everyone is here. Hongu challenges them to race through the Misty Forest to see who clears it first, and Fujiya asks what they could win if they won. Confident, Hongu claims his talent and her money make a perfect pair, so he challenges her group to join his guild if he wins. Fujiya questions the bet and asks what they win, so Hongu promises that the Tyranny Guild will do anything for them if they succeed. Fuja grins and asks for 3 favors instead of just 1. With a laugh, Hangu agrees to the deal and challenges them to begin the contest. Before they could even step inside, a worldwide announcement shouted that Bai was the first to beat the Misty Forest, leaving everyone in shock at what they just heard. Furious, Hanu shouts that it's Baggy again, and laments that his latest bet makes him look like a fool. To fix things, he proposes that since they've already beaten the normal level, they should jump right into hard mode. Then, a stream of announcements reveals that Bai was also the first to conquer Hell mode, solo a dark gold boss, and clear a disaster-level dungeon all by himself. Hongchu loses his temper at that kid. He turns around and tells his group to go. Seeing the scene, a member of Fugia's group asks if they should enter, but she tells them not to rush since the first opening is already gone, so they'll just wait. In a different starter village, a player with long hair stands up to the Goblin King on the hardest level. He barely dodges the heavy strike before lunging forward with his sword. Sanchi steps up to fight, but Fong grumbles that it's Bai again, wondering what kind of talent Sanchi has since he spent so long battling and still couldn't beat that boss. Then suddenly, the couple popped up and said the name Bai sounded familiar. Liwi questions if Bai was one of her old suitors, but Ruyang grabs her chin in anger before Liwi reminds her that she once leeching off Sumu Bei's wealth and that without their game, he would already be the world's top player, causing Ruyang to recall that Bai used that name in games while Liwi wonders who she means. Scared, Ruan finally admits she's talking about Sumu Bei. Louis insists it can't be true, saying he pulled the plug on himself to stay alive and that so many others have used the name Bai, so it's just a coincidence. Smiling, he gently lifts her chin and whispers that if it really is him, she should try winning his heart over again, since he has always been madly in love with her. Rian is sure that her charm will win over anyone she meets. When the notification pops up saying we've soloed the disaster level dungeon, our hero claims an S-rank skill book and an epic piece of gear. He quickly unzips his backpack to see his new rewards. He studied the S-rank skill death absorption and found that it lets him steal life energy from dead bodies up to 50 meters away, filling his pool with up to 80 points. That special reaction lets you spend your energy to heal yourself or a minion, either by restoring health and mana or by boosting the minion's strength by 0.5% for every point you use. Feeling relieved, our MC chuckles, declaring that he no longer has to worry about running out of mana. The notification asks if he wants to learn the skill for free, so our hero confirms it's his only way to move forward and quickly masters it. Our boy decided to test it out by staring at a skeleton and declaring that he's going to use it as a guinea pig. He drains 20 points of energy from the skeleton's corpse all at once, but the system immediately warns him that his storage is full. Stunned by the sheer amount, he guesses the boss must have already been a zombie, packing its energy so tightly that he ended up with so much. Watching the Whispering Robe, our boy thinks it's the first epic gear he's seen, so he decides to keep it even though finding out what it does will cost a pretty penny. Turning his back, he heads off to see what else the boss left behind. Kicking the skeleton remains, our MC notes that since he killed it twice, it'd be unfair not to drop something valuable for him to sell to Fugia. His eyes are filled with greed as he screams, demanding a massive drop. Suddenly, a pile of loot drops out of nowhere. Coins, 10 attribute gems, 3 crit gems, 5 gold gear pieces, and 4 dark gold ones. Still picking through the loot, he finds 3 rank C skill books, 2 rank B ones, some materials, the boss's crystal sphere, and suddenly realizes he has the boss's entire skill set. Right after, a message pops up telling him he can merge the 3 skeleton summon books to make a powerful new skeleton, which totally surprises him. With the fusion accepted, our boy learns the new rank C skill, but quickly realizes the archer and mage summons still need upgrades to be unlocked. Staring at the choices before him, he ignores the expensive gold coins and the dizzying offer of 1,000 years, and instead takes the free upgrade to rank B. Stunned by the hefty price of 1,000 mana for the new skill, RMC spins around to ask about the glowing sphere that suddenly appeared beside him. Harlan's legacy flashes on his screen, and he realizes it's a secret mission, so he wonders if he can make the item even stronger. So our hero has decided to accept the epic quest of Harlan's legacy. The system instantly approved his quest but warned that since he is still too weak, the real adventure won't begin until he reaches level 10. So for now, his glowing crystal sphere has to serve as a ridiculous temporary weapon. Our MC smiles with delight at the magic item's promise of huge critical hits. Holding the glowing sphere, he remarks that the rewards this time far surpassed his wildest dreams. As our boy walks through the forest, he decides it's time to meet Fugia Tenshia. Outside the dungeon, a Fugia team member impatiently asks when they can start, so the leader gently tells her to stay calm and wait just a bit longer. Just then, our MC steps out of the portal, and one of Fujia's friends waves him over, noting that he's finally arrived. Surprised, our boy thought they were waiting for him, expecting to bring him money. Fugia didn't waste a moment, asking if he had the goods and suggesting they move. But our hero stood firm, insisting they make the deal right where they were. Immediately after, he throws a huge pile of things on the floor, leaving all the players around him stunned. Jawed left speechless by Bai's terrifying strength, Fujia hailed him as an SSS-rank genius and joked she could buy him out, only for our MC to challenge her, which she instantly accepted without a second thought. Seeing the huge pile of stuff, the group members were completely shocked by how much there was. Stunned by the piles of skill books and gear, Fujia asks our boy to name his price, promising to take it all, so he sets his own values. Fujia doesn't hesitate for a second. She throws a bag of coins right to him. As soon as he catches the bag, our MC quickly hides the money. With a grin, Fujia announces it's time to see the real magic, and our boy confirms he has it on one condition. To swap more items, including gold-rank treasures and C-rank skill books, he asks if her money is enough, leaving her group wide-eyed in shock. Noticing her shock, our MC teases her about being broke until she admits she can't pay right now, so he offers a deal. She takes everything now and pays the rest tomorrow. Fujia presses him to be straight with the total price, and while our MC with the skill book says the other stuff is up for debate, that book alone will cost 500 gold coins. When Fuji's teammate spots the rare C-rank resurrection book, he lets out a loud cheer of joy, instantly recognizing it as a powerful priest ability. Feeling thrilled, Fuji agrees to the deal, promising to pay the rest tomorrow, and seals it with a handshake. Remembering her talent, our MC realizes that God of Wealth lets her shake a money tree every day, which is why she's confident she can pay the 500 gold coins. Remembering that killing the first bronze boss earns 2 soul stones, Fujia makes a new deal. She asks for his help to clear the Misty Forest first, which will give her group the strength they need to hunt in Hell mode. Our boy lays out his terms, demanding that the soul stones from the first dungeon clear be added to the ones she already has. Fujia didn't even think twice before agreeing to the deal right then and there. Our hero begins to grow stronger by defeating monsters in the wild and gaining experience points with every kill. Lying on the grass, our boy thought that it didn't matter if he wasn't feeling great, as long as he could keep leveling up without any trouble. Reaching level 9, our hero stretches out, assigns his new stats, and wonders where the appraiser disappeared to. Running through the forest, our boy complains about traveling so far to find someone and not finding anyone. But then he remembers the rumor that the appraiser likes to draw in the fields. He gets a message that his skeleton warrior died, but the disaster trait brings him right back instantly, except he's shocked to see the minion was knocked out with just one hit. Our hero stares in shock at how his minion with over 150,000 health vanished in a single hit, only to blame the appraiser and wish he had saved more lives since these NPCs are so tough. Glancing sideways, our boy hears a man say it's amazing how many broken bones he can bring back. When our hero checked the NPC status window, he was shocked to realize he really was the appraiser, and how fast he moved was truly terrifying. The appraiser complains that his good mood is ruined and asks how the boy will make it up, so the main character awkwardly offers to pay in cash. The appraiser grabs a dead rat and asks if it looks like he needs money, leaving our boy speechless while explaining he's not an unreasonable person, only for the appraiser to demand 100 gold coins in exchange for the drawing he was making, warning that his works are rare and RMC should feel lucky. Our boy takes Shenxian's painting, is stunned by how terrible it looks, and even thinks a 3-year-old could do better. When the appraiser glowed with a dark aura, our hero rushed over to apologize, explaining that he only wanted to clean his hands to appreciate the artwork properly. Feeling happy again, the appraiser declares he likes the kid and offers to appraise his items for free, which our hero happily accepts and thanks him for. Immediately after, a brilliant light flashes as the evaluation starts, and the appraiser notes our boy's great strength and luck, but complains that since he paid 100 coins, he's wasting a lot of money by revealing 4 items for free. Suddenly, 4 dark gold items appear. A sword that deals more damage, armor that bounces damage back to attackers, another sword that can stun enemies, and a necklace that lets you take more hits. The appraiser warns the boy to keep his skeletons away next time, since each one usually costs 100 coins, but the boy cuts him off. Suspicious, the appraiser asks if there's more dark gold gear to check, wondering if offering the service for free was a mistake. He pointed to the necromancer's whispering robe, smiled with confidence that he'd found an epic treasure, and rushed to claim it before the already pricey dark gold appraisal made it even more valuable. He insists he'll honor his promise not to charge, but he warns that his skill isn't high enough to identify the item. Our boy stood frozen, mouth hanging open in shock, because he suddenly couldn't even rate the item. The appraiser explains that as just a part-timer from a small village, he can't spot epic-level gems, and our hero agrees it all makes sense. Then the appraiser offers to teach him how to appraise things, making our boy super excited about never having to pay for it again. The appraiser grins and warns that a tuition fee is needed for this, so our hero immediately asks how much it costs. The appraiser opens his hand, grins, and declares that the price is 500 coins. The appraiser points to a shiny golden coin and explains that true collectors want an ancient piece that holds no cash value, but is worth a fortune to enthusiasts. Remembering he turned a copper coin into ancient gold, our boy pulls it from his bag, and when the appraiser sees it's the one he wants, he befriends our hero and offers a secret quest to find 500 more ancient gold coins in exchange for his skill before turning to leave, only for our boy to call him back. Frustrated, the appraiser spins around and demands to know what he wants now. Holding out a bag of coins, our MC asks the senior if he wants to take a look, leaving the appraiser completely surprised. The appraiser stood completely shocked and couldn't say a word, just stuttering as he stared at the bag of ancient coins. With a small smile, our boy asks if he can learn how to appraise things right now. The appraiser laughs out loud, throws the skill book in delight, and the system chimes in to say the secret quest is finally done. Immediately after, the appraiser gives us a new quest to collect 10,000 ancient coins for a surprise reward, and a secret task pops up in the system. Our boy smiles at the promise of a new surprise, thinking the appraiser is interesting. Deciding not to settle for the basics, our MC uses his talent to instantly upgrade the skill, earning the system's praise for reaching the intermediate level. Right away, the system lets him know he picked up the new skill and became a hidden intermediate appraiser, giving him a 10% shot at spotting epic items. As the boy grips the robe once more, he feels brave and certain he can finally figure it out. To his shock, the appraisal failed, and he wondered if his luck was truly that terrible to miss a 1 in 10 chance. Our MC keeps trying over and over, failing time and time again, but he simply won't believe he can be this unlucky forever. Our tired boy drops to the floor, screaming that he won the prize. Suddenly, a notification pops up telling him he found a wild treasure chest, which immediately grabs his attention. Thrilled by the day's surprises, our MC sets out to investigate, dreaming that guarding the chest against a powerful monster might just make him wealthy. When he reaches the spot, he spots a chest being watched over by a pack of wolves that are growing bigger every second. After beating the wolves, our boy opens the chest, grabs a shiny shield, laughs with joy, and shouts for his crew to start working. Without hesitation, the skeletons spring forward to fight the wolves, hitting them hard with every blow. With a loud howl, the lead wolf calls for help as his friends are beaten up. The MC spots a massive pack of wolves and wonders if the beast called them all. Feeling bold, our boy declares he will prove who has the stronger army and calls for even more skeletons to join the fight. The minions swarm around a wolf, ripping it apart piece by piece. One skeleton warrior swings a mighty punch and cracks the lead wolf right across its snout. The giant wolf lies on the ground, completely defeated and dead. Our MC boasts that the monster fell before it could gather more minions, and the system confirms the victory by awarding him a 50% experience boost and a handful of coins. After grabbing the agility gem and skill book, our boy hits level 10, becomes the logical leader, and starts wondering if the chest can get an upgrade. Our hero decides to take a risk and test if he can upgrade the treasure chest. A bright light flashed as the upgrade was confirmed, leaving our boy totally surprised. When the alert pops up saying the gold chest is unlocked, our hero opens it right away. As the chest opens, a gnarled wooden staff and a crumpled gold map tumble out, leaving our hero sighing in disappointment that he only received those 2 items. Holding the map, our boy gets excited to see it's a treasure item, and the system tells him it leads to a gold chest, but the real treasure is waiting outside the starter village. Just then, the system warns him that he has hit the village level cap and must head to the main city to keep growing, so he knows it's time to go. While walking through the forest, our hero decides to visit the village chief first and use the moment to upgrade the treasure map into a dark gold item, only to realize the destination is now so far away that he must wait before heading there. Suddenly, a warrior clad in heavy armor steps out of a red portal. Immediately after the village announcement congratulates the Bay Guild for being the first to finish the hard dungeon, the celebration begins. The guild leader grinned and told his group to get ready to fight a nightmare. But then a new announcement reveals that Fujia Tianshia's team has already finished the nightmare dungeon, leaving the Bay leader shocked. The irritated leader couldn't believe they finished nightmare mode this quickly, so when a player from Fujia's group admitted it was just luck, the Bai leader pulled someone aside and learned that our MC had sold their gear and skill books to Fujia Tenshia. Furious, the leader grinds his teeth and vows to make our boy pay for daring to stand up to him. Meanwhile, Fujia tells her team to take a break, since they're about to start farming in hell mode. Suddenly, a loud announcement from the server grabs Fujia's attention and that of everyone nearby. The system cheers for Baggy as the first player to hit level 10 and announces that the starter village ranking is now open. When they looked at the list, everyone gasped in shock to see Bai standing at level 10 while the person in second place was only at level 5. Fuming with anger, the Bai leader yells at his men to stop boasting and get out right now. Watching the scene, Fujia's group members whisper in awe that Bai is leveling up like a rocket, noting that he was only level 8 when they first made their deal. Thinking it over, Fujia decides that since she now has the soul stones, she must deliver them and stay on good terms with our hero. Fujia tells her group to move freely before she steps away, and one member nods in agreement. Fujia waves with a smile and greets our boy as they walk down the village street. As Fujia hands over a bag filled with 10 soul stones, her reward for clearing the dungeon, she playfully reminds him not to forget her when he finds better loot, and our hero gratefully accepts her gift. With a firm handshake sealing their deal, Fujia promises to always pay enough, and our boy replies that as long as she has money, he'll have plenty of goods to sell. As Fujia watches him, she realizes her doubts were correct. Running through the village, our hero waves goodbye, telling her to reach out once she leaves, and Fujia feels great about having made friends with him. Our boy stands right in the middle of the village, taking in everything around him. Reaching the village chief's home, our hero convinces himself that this must be the right place. From the side, the village chief remarks that he never thought a player would reach level 10 so quickly. Our boy cuts straight to the point, declaring he's ready to pack up the starter village and head out on his own. The village chief agrees, saying the Forbidden Land will soon become our world, and he asks me to follow him. As the chief swings the door open, he tells our boy that this village belongs to East Sea City and invites him inside. The chief points to a map, revealing that East Sea City is not just one of the 10 great cities of the Shenlong Empire, but its wealthiest one as well. Standing before the glowing teleportal, the chief declares that our real adventure starts in East Sea City, and our hero nods in thanks before stepping inside. The village chief shut the door and stood there. Peering out the window, he realizes the wild, forbidden age is upon us and fears the terrible toll it will take on the people. As they sprint across the field, the man and woman exchange words, with the woman pointing out that it's him once again. The man questioned the woman about whether she truly believes Bei is Sumyuba, only for her to reply that it doesn't matter at all. She smiles with confidence and tells him that since he is so strong, she won't let him get away if she ever finds him. Our boy reaches the EC city and remarks that the world feels incredibly real. As we walked through the city, our main character grumbled that he got no reward for leaving the starter village. Holding the glowing book, our boy sees that the Codex of Death has also leveled up to level 10. After checking the new details, he realizes the Codex now swallows a bit of the energy from slain foes, and once that energy fills up to 1000, it rewards him with a death soul point that can either cut his own penalty in half or unlock a unique power. Our MC thinks the thought of doubling the death penalty and unlocking a special skill is pretty cool. As he opens the Codex, his eyes gleam with power, and the system confirms he has mastered the deadly new skill called Gaze of Death. Feeling a strange pain in his head, our boy studies the Assess skill, which deals true damage equal to 50% of his magic attack power for 10 seconds. As he realized his talent had doubled both the damage and range of his Gaze of Death, our hero was stunned to find that anyone he simply looked at was now doomed to die instantly. Suddenly, a voice spoke up, saying it didn't expect a player to awaken such power, and that our boy was both lucky and unlucky at the same time, leaving our MC wondering who was talking. Seeing the figure of an old man, the system identifies him as Saituji, the king of the East Sea and elder of the Shenlong Palace. And our MC is surprised to meet another person so strong he can't even see there.